guys, this is Ryan with Trickfish. I just wanted to give you guys a quick video showing some of the applications of the Trilobite pedal. Let you guys hear it a little bit and see some of the different things it can do that might be helpful for you on a gig. So for me, generally when I'm using the pedal, I have one instrument and I'm using it to send a DI signal to the front of house and then also switch between two different EQ settings for that instrument throughout the gig. So right now I've got channel A set to a pretty straight up general setting, and I've got channel B with the high end rolled off, the low end boosted a little bit. I've got those two levels equaled out using the gain knobs. And with this setting, I'm able to get a good jazz bass sound with A, and then on B, I can warm it up a bit, take some of that high end off, and quickly have access to a different sound. So here's what that sounds like. And channel B. Now you of course could make A and B different however you wanted to. You could have a general setting and maybe a solo setting, or a slap setting and a fingerstyle setting. But that's generally how I have it going. Now the next thing on the pedal is the effects loop. So with the effects loop, you've got it switchable on and off on the front of the pedal, and on the back of the pedal you've got a sidechain dry blend. So on that effects loop, I've got these front three pedals, the sub-octave bass fuzz, the envelope filter, and the pitchfork all running through that parallel effects loop. I've got some of the sidechain dry volume blended in next to it. So when we turn the loop on, I've already got the sub-octave on. You'll hear it. And if I take the dry all the way out, so you can kind of hear the difference there of allowing some of your bass sound to stay there with the pedal. On an effect like the pitchfork, you can, which this is going to have an octave up played along with the bass, so keeping some of that dry signal in there will keep some of that bottom end with it. And of course you can blend that in however you like, depending on what your different effect setup might be. So in that insert loop, which is the next effects loop, I've got the volume pedal and the compressor. So this is signal that's going to go 100% out of the pedal and back in. So, for instance, if I take my volume pedal all the way down, it's going to completely take the signal out and put it back in. I've got the Cali 76 compressor, which is also in there, getting full signal in and out. The tuner is going out of the tuner output of the pedal, and so if I were to mute the pedal, this mutes all of the outputs, the XLRs, the amplifier output, but it keeps signal going to that tuner. So we're able to tune on a gig without anybody having to hear us. And it also gets the tuner out of our signal path. So it's one less thing that we're having to run through on the gig. So the next setting, or the next way, I guess, to use the pedal is if you've got two different instruments, maybe an upright bass, an electric bass, or a jazz bass and a P bass, any two different instruments that you're wanting to run through one output. So I'll plug the P bass into channel B. I'll switch the switch on the back. This gives me dual mode. So in dual mode, I've still got the jazz bass going into A. But I can quickly put that down, either use the volume pedal or the mute if I want to in between switching so I don't hear anything. Switch to channel B and bring the volume back up. And I can give the P bass its own EQ setting, its own volume. And of course, back to the other instrument just as easy. So those are some of the basic ins and outs of the pedal. how you might be able to use it on a gig. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know. Be happy to hear from you guys, and look forward to seeing how you guys use it in your setup. Thanks a lot.